Nigeria elections 2023. Why voting was delayed, Inec. Well, before we go into the details of today's report, we'd like to say a very big welcome to each and every one of you. If you're joining us for the very first time, please do well to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Now, to all of our existing subscribers, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our posts as they come your way. Thank you, and God bless you. Now, the Electoral Commission has given us some of the reasons why voting was delayed in some polling units all around the nation. Now, today being the presidential elections of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, saw a large turnout of people come out very early to their polling units. Now, some people as early as 6:30, 7 o'clock were at their polling units ready to cast their vote. Now, in some of these polling units, we saw that electoral officials and electoral materials were not available up until 8:30, 9 o'clock, while a large pool of crowd had gathered at these various polling units. Now, these were some of the complaints on the lips of Nigerians. The fact that the electoral materials and electoral officials did not come on time for elections to commence at the appropriate time. Now, in some polling units, we actually did see electoral officials and materials come in so late as 10 a.m., as late as 11, 12, but yet voting still took place in these places. Now, in some places, we can see from the reports that voting is still taking place in some parts of the nation, even as late as it is, because there were a lot of disruptions. There was rainfall in some places, which actually now did deter the election officials from going ahead with the electoral process. But all in all, we've seen so far that majority of the polling units did have their voters cast their votes in spite of all of the delays and the disruptions. Now, the commission is giving us reasons why some of these polling units were delayed by election officials. The Independent National Electoral Commission, Inec, has given reasons why the opening of polling units was delayed by election officials. Now, according to the commission, insecurity in some states led to delays, as well as logistic issues led to the delay. Now, this was disclosed in a briefing by the Inec chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, on Saturday. He also said that thugs attacked 3 polling units and carted away 5 by model voter accreditation systems. The electoral umpire boss said that the polling units in Niger, Delta, and Katsina states were attacked by thugs, and 8 beavers machines were moved by thugs, and that the machines were later recovered. He explained one of the challenges identified is the inability of the commission in a number of places to open the polling units at the appointed time of 8:30 a.m. Now, some of the polling units opened late, but in line with our policy, any Nigerian who is in the queue will have the opportunity to vote, no matter how long it takes until the last person in the queue before 2:30 p.m. votes. Now, some of the reasons why we could not open some of the polling units on time include the perennial problems of logistics in spite of our best efforts. I think we have conquered the challenge of getting election materials to various locations. Though there may be complaints here and there, Generally speaking, we have delivered millions of ballot papers and result sheets that we are supposed to deliver for the election. But another contributing factor to the late opening of polling units is actually the perennial insecurity in the country. For instance, we could not deploy early enough to Alawa in Shiroro local government area in Niger State. Bandits launched an attack, not necessarily on Inec offices or facilities, but in the area. Now, with the advice of the security agencies, we tarried a while, but I'm happy to say that we are able to deploy to Alawa, and voting in that location is ongoing as we speak. Now, similarly, in Oshimili local government area of Delta State, thugs attacked a polling unit and 2 BVAS machines were lost in the process. But again, determined that the election must continue, we were able to replace the stolen BVAS machine and reinforce security agencies, and voting continued in that polling unit. Similarly, in Safana local government area of Katsina State, thugs attacked one of our voting locations and snatched 6 BVAS machines. But again, we were able to use the spare BVAS machines and reinforce security for voting to continue in that location. Now, happily, security agencies have recovered the BVAS machines, but 3 are still held by the thugs. Now, Mahmoud Yakubu noted that the attacks by the thugs were targeted at the BVAS machines. He said, so in these locations, the target of attacks was actually the BVAS machines, no longer our ballot papers or the ballot box. Well, that is it on the details of today's report. And we can see the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, giving the reasons why election officials and election materials were delayed in most polling units, and why most polling units did not open at the time of 8:30 a.m., which was supposed to be opened to the general public. Well, that's all we can take on the details of today's report. Until we come your way next time, please do well to stay safe. Bye-bye.